Good morning, students. Welcome to our online classes. Students, today in this video, we are going to read some of the topics from the chapter development, that is chapter 1 development from the book Understanding Economic Development. This is the third part of this chapter, and by discussing these topics this chapter will be ended. Today we are going to discuss the following topics, students. Here are the topics: World Development Report, WDR, World Development Report; HDI, Human Development Index; IMR, Infant Mortality Rate; literacy rate; net attendance ratio; sustainability of development or sustainable development; BMI, body mass index, and census. So these are the topics which we are going to study in this chapter, and this is the final part of this chapter. Students, all these are the key concepts of this chapter. Now first is World Development Report. World Development Report. Now who is publishing this World Development Report? That is your question. Generally, these World Development Reports are published by the World Bank. World Development Reports are published by the World Bank annually or 6 months, etc. And World Bank is located in Washington, DC. Washington. Where is Washington? In USA. So World Bank is situated in Washington. The earlier name of World Bank is IBRD. IBRD. I repeat, the earlier name of the World Bank is IBRD. Okay. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. IBRD full form, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So that is the earlier name of our World Bank, and this bank is located at where? Washington. So this World Bank is publishing or preparing the World Development Reports and publishing every year. These reports includes the economic position of all the countries, And you know what, suppose if people are asking what are the functions of the World Bank? Very simple. World Bank functions are: one, it always provides loans to the needy countries. Giving financial assistance, financial help to all the needy countries, backward, underdeveloped countries. Second one, it is preparing the World Development Reports annually and publishing them, so that every country can know the economic situation, economic condition of all the countries and the world, etc. So World Development Report is prepared by World Bank. Main purpose is, preparation of these reports is what? To classify countries on the basis of their per capita income. Why this World Bank is preparing the World Development Reports? Through this World Development Reports, the World Bank is classifying all the countries based on their per capita income. Already we have studied. I told in the previous videos, it is United Nations organization, it is World Bank that distinguished the countries all over the world between high income countries, middle income countries, low income group countries, like that. Okay, now second is HDI, Human Development Index. Students, this concept Human Development Index actually was first introduced by Mahbubul Haq, professor and economist. He is an economist as well as professor, Mahbubul Haq, and also along with another person, Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen belongs to India, He is a Nobel Prize winner in the field of economics in the year 1997. So these two economist professors have introduced the concept HDI, Human Development Index. So earlier, that is UNO, OECD and World Bank, they are classifying the countries basing on the per capita income or the national income of the country. Okay, whether they are developed countries or less developed countries or high income group countries, very high income group countries, high income group countries, middle income group countries, low income group countries, like that. They are taking only one aspect, that is either per capita income or national income. But many people criticized that taking only one aspect and distinguishing the countries based on that one factor will not give the real picture whether the country is actually developed or less developed. Hence, this HDI concept was coined by these two people, and this HDI is a composite index. It's a composite index. It consists of so many concepts in it. Along with per capita income, it also sees the literacy levels, sanitation facilities, health of the people, life expectancy, per capita food intake. All these aspects are included in this concept. That's why it is called composite index. Now, today, almost all countries in the world, more or less, are using HDI as a criteria to distinguish whether a country is developed or less developed. Unlike earlier, like per capita income or national income. So, Human Development Index is a composite index prepared by the United Nations prepared by the UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Through its annual human development reports published every year. The major parameters, what are the parameters that are included in HDI? Such as longevity of life. Here longevity of life means what? Life expectancy. Longevity of life means life expectancy. That means how long on an average a person can survive. How long on an average a person can survive is called longevity or life expectancy. Similarly, levels of literacy rate and also per capita income. But I added education, health, sanitation also. Okay, so with the help of these things, they are distinguishing whether the countries are developed or less developed. World countries today, almost all world countries are ranked accordingly, ranked as per the HDI. In a very high developed countries, high countries are ranked according to this one. So very high developed countries, and also medium developed countries and low developed countries. So today I told you more or less almost all countries are using HDI as a criteria to distinguish whether the countries are highly developed countries or medium developed countries or low developed countries. Now, moving to next one, infant mortality rate, IMR, infant mortality rate. So, students, infant mortality rate, we studied in the previous video which state is, in which state the infant mortality is very high means Bihar. Where it is very low means what? Kerala. So Kerala is far better than Bihar in infant mortality rate. The death rate of the children below the age of 5 is very less. So in any country, if infant mortality rate is high means it indicates that country is not paying much attention towards health sector. Okay. So what is meant by infant mortality rate? The number of children, listen students, the number of children that die before the age of 1 year. I told 5 years, but here he mentioned 1 year as a proportion of 100 live births in that particular year. Suppose in a year, 1000 people took birth. Out of 1000 people birth or fertility, how many children are dying below the age of 1 year? That rate is called what? Infant mortality rate. Okay, not 5 years, 1 year. Okay. Now, so infant mortality rate means what? The rate, the number of children that are dying below the age of 1 year per 1000 live births in a country during a particular year. Okay, and I told you, infant mortality rate is high in Bihar, low in Kerala. Now coming to literacy rate. Literacy rate. So literacy rate means what? How will you calculate literate? First, literate means what? A person who knows how to read and write his name in any particular language and able to do small arithmetic calculations is called literate. So how to calculate literacy rate? See, literacy rate measures, it can be measured, or it measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group. That means in our country India, how many people are literate, able to read and write his name and able to do small arithmetic problems, that too above the age of 7. Only above the age of 7 only we have to calculate. So formula I am telling students to find out literacy rate. The number of people who are literate above the age of 7 divided by total population of the country into 100. The total number of literate people in the country divided by the total population of the country multiplied by 100 is equal to literacy rate. So which state is top literacy rate? Kerala. Again bottom, Bihar. Now net attendance ratio. Net attendance ratio, that is this one. Net attendance ratio. It is the total number of children age group of 6 to 10 years. It is the total number of children in the age group of 6 to 10 years attending school. 6 to 10 years age group people, how many are attending the school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. That means how many children are there in the country between the age group of 6 to 10 years. Out of that total children, how many are attending the school? I repeat, how many children are there in the country between the age group of 6 to 10 years? Out of the total amount, how many children are attending the school, or how many are left without the schooling? So that is called net attendance ratio. So net attendance ratio is the total number of children of the age group of 6 to 10 years attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group in the country. Now coming to sustainable development. Sustainable development means what? It means development without hampering the environment, without damaging the environment. Sustainable development means development without hampering, without damaging the environment. Students, the present environment or natural resources, everything, all these things are not inherited by our forefathers. We should think like that. We are not inherited from our forefathers. Okay, we have borrowed, we should think that we have borrowed from our children. So when we borrowed from our children, naturally we have to return them back. So if you want to return them back, that pollution-free environment and all the resources, then we have to adopt sustainable development. One quotation is given in the textbook: we have not inherited the world. We have not inherited the world from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. That means the world today we have not inherited from our forefathers, but we have borrowed from our children. Like that we have to feel, so that you will not harm the environment and you will never misuse the natural resources. So sustainable development means the development without hampering the environment. It is the process of development that satisfies the present needs. Development that satisfies the present people's needs without compromising the needs of the future generation. I repeat once again, sustainable development is the process of development. It is the process of development that satisfies the present needs without compromising the needs of our future generation. Is for sustainable development. Today almost all countries adopted the sustainable development system, and the first time this concept of sustainable development was started, we studied in geography, that is resource and development at Rio de Janeiro in the Earth Summit. Now another topic, body mass index. This is very important, students. BMI, body mass index. How will you find out this body mass index? So before knowing the formula, first of all you should know what is body mass index. One way to find out if adults are undernourished, adults means above the age of 18. How to find out the adults are undernourished? I mean they are not getting proper food. So one way to find out the adults are undernourished, one way of find out if adults are undernourished is to calculate by the body mass index formula. That means it is with the help of body mass index formula we can find out whether the adult people are undernourished or healthy. Okay, now for this what you have to do? Divide the weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, weight of a person in kg. Weight will be measured in kg by the square of the height in meters. I mean, whenever you divide the weight of the person, weight of an adult person with the square of his height, I repeat, whenever the weight of a person is being divided by the square of the height of the person, then whatever figure you will get, that is called body mass index. If this figure is less than 18.5, suppose whatever product you are getting after, whatever quotient you are getting after division, if it is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered as undernourished. Suppose you are dividing the height of the weight of a person with the square of his height and you are getting the result 18.5 or less than that one, that means the person is what? Undernourished. If the BMI is more than 25, suppose if the quotient, the result is 25 and above, then a person is overweight. We can call that person is what? Overweight. So we should be between 18.5 to 25. That is the correct BMI of every person. Okay. Now last one, census. Students, census means counting the population. It's a demographic thing. Demographic means what? Whichever thing is concerned with the population, either birth rate, death rate, life expectancy, etc., etc. So in our country India, we are getting the population data such as density, total population of India through the census department. And in our country India, the census is calculated for every 10 years. Okay. With that we are getting the actual data of the population of the country, of the state, of the district, etc. Okay. Now the first time census was started in India in 1872 during British rule. But the complete census was started in the year 1881. That is also during British rule only. Now census, the official enumeration of population, the official calculation of population along with certain economic and social statistics, in a given territory, in a given area, and carried out on a specific day. One day it is impossible. It will take months. Then it is called what? Census. And I told you census in our country India is calculated for every 10 years. The next census will be in 2021. Previous one, it was held in 2011. So students, we have covered all the topics. This is the end of the chapter as well as the this video. So thank you. We will come with some other chapters through the video. Till then, stay safe.